talk about the preservative. The definition of preservatives. Preservatives are those chemicals which used alone or in combination to prevent the growth of microorganisms in solution. On the other hand, preservatives are substances which prolong the shelf life of foodstuff by protecting them against the deterioration caused by microorganisms. Preservatives are one of the 26 major additive categories that are used in food processing.
Okay, next I will explain to you the source of preservative. Preservatives are often used in cooking as ingredients. In addition, preservatives divided into two groups, which are natural preservative and synthetic preservative. Synthetic here means made by human by mixing chemicals to make them preservatives. Okay, firstly, there are many sources of natural preservative, which are sugar and salt are the basic ingredients that used in cooking. Sugar is organic compound in the form of carbohydrate. Sugar is widely used to preserve foods in a variety of food products. For example, jelly, fruit syrup, and honey. Sugar acts to sweeten food and inhibit the growth of microorganisms through the process of osmosis. Is salt. Salt is also often used in cooking. Salt can also dry the food, such as salted fish, because as the fish is dry, there is no water, so bacteria cannot grow on the food. More than that, not only does garlic give a delicious taste and aroma to the dishes, garlic also prevents bacterial growth. This is because garlic has allicin and it is antimicrobial. Just like garlic, onions are also antimicrobial, which prevents bacteria from growing to spoil the food. Other than that, cinnamon is antimicrobial and antifungal. In addition to it provides a delicious aroma, it also contains the substance that can prevent bacterial growth of the food. Next, turmeric. Turmeric contains curcumin compounds and essential oils which are known to have antibacterial activity that can inhibit the growth of bacteria, and phenolic compounds that are antimicrobial so that they can maintain and extend the life of food products. The next preservative is synthetic preservative. There are several sources of synthetic preservatives, which are benzoic acid. It's actually naturally available, but it is usually synthetic. It is used as a durable food preservative such as sauce, chili peppers, and jam. Benzoic acid is antimicrobial and antifungal. For example, sodium benzoic salts are used in margarine, soft drinks, and soy sauce. Other than that, there is citric acid. Citric acid is used as a preservative because it can manipulate the pH of the food. It also controls the growth of microorganisms. Therefore, the food can last longer. For example, it is used in the making of mozzarella cheese. Besides, sulfur dioxide. Although sulfur dioxide may be dangerous, but it is permissible to use it on certain foods at a certain amount. Sulfur dioxide is also used as a bleaching agent to prevent a fungal attack. Okay, the last one is MSG, which is monosodium glutamate. Other than being used as a flavor enhancer, it also acts as a preservative to keep foods long-lasting. For example, nitrate E249 and nitrate E252 for use in meat can stop the growth of bacteria.
The function of preservative. All food products except for the one growing in your kitchen garden has food preservative in them. Every manufacturer adds food preservative to the food during processing. So, there are many functions of preservative in the food that are very important for food. These are the functions of preservative, such as protecting against spoilage from mold or yeast. The two types of fungi that are important in food spoilage are yeast and mold. As we can see, if we leave the bread open and exposed to the air, and then the fungus will grow on the bread and make the bread cannot be eaten anymore. Second, food preservative is one of the most important, such as to increase the shelf life and reduce food waste. The function, the food preservative, if the food preservative is not placed in foods that require food preservative, they will not be durable and will be destroyed due to the inaccessible state of the food. This kind of food is called citrus. Okay. Third, the function of preservative also preventing deterioration of food. Today, many of us don't care about food preservation. So much food shortage is happening in our society today. So, preserving food has many benefits. Example of preserved food are mango acid. If they are preserving food for these mango acids, they will also be able to reduce the problem of food shortage in our country and save them money by storing durable foods. Okay, lastly, the function of preservatives is reduce food costs. Many people today are experiencing financial problems, especially among low-income people. So, if they are having a hard time buying food, they can also buy food on the can, so they can keep the food inside their kitchen or anything. So they can also grow crops to ensure that food is always available, such as planting vegetables and so on. There are many functions of food preservation that we can practice in our daily life.
About the classification of preservative. As you all know, preservatives are the substances that was added in the products such as food, cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and so on. Okay, now I will share what are the classification of preservative that was divided into two groups. First is natural preservative, second is artificial preservative. Natural preservatives are obtained from natural sources and without artificial processing. Natural preservatives are generally can be found in the kitchen such as vinegar, salt, sugar, lemon juice, and so on. As an example, salt. Salts are used to preserve meats and vegetables. It is because meats and vegetables are the water products that tend for growing of microorganisms. So, salts functioning to dehydrate the microbial growth in the osmosis process, to halt or slowing down the microbial growing. This process doesn't use any chemical substances in order to prolong their life. It is only used the natural sources from kitchen. Next is an artificial preservative, or we call it as a man-made preservative. Artificial preservative is a chemical substances added to foods which used to slowing down or stop the growth of microorganisms, spoilage, discoloration, or pathogens. It is also includes antioxidant and antimicrobial agent. Antioxidants work in helping to prevent discoloration such as sulfites, BHA, BHT, while antimicrobial agents works in helping to prevent overgrowth of bacteria and mold such as sorbates, benzoates, nitrates, and propionics. As an example, artificial preservatives are used when making breads, and the most commonly used are calcium propanoate and propionic acid. Calcium propanoate, naturally occurring chemical in dairy products that used as an additive in food, and propionic acid
are functioning to inhibit the growth of bacteria in food and extending its shelf life. Sometimes, natural and artificial preservatives can combine with each other to preserve longer life of the products. So now we can see that natural and artificial preservatives are used in products to give a longer life, and natural preservatives are more safe to use compared to artificial preservative and doesn't need any restriction on its usage.
Preservative is a substance that is added to products such as food, cosmetics, and many other products. This is to prevent decomposition by microbial growth or by undesirable chemical change. There is antimicrobial preservatives and antioxidant preservatives. The antimicrobial preservatives such as sodium benzoate, calcium propionates, and potassium sorbates are used to maintain the color, texture, and flavor of the foods. It is also to prevent the spoilage by stopping the growth of mold, fungi, and yeast. The antioxidants chemical like BHA and BHT are used to prevent from rancidity of fats and to retain the food smells, colors, and flavors. All these preservatives chemicals must not be irritant, non-toxic, physically and chemically stable, and it is also must be compatible with other ingredients.
There are a lot of advantages if we take preservative food, such as it can help to prevent the growth of microorganisms. This is because preservative food additive is antimicrobial. Next is it can make the food long-lasting. So it can be used for a long time because it is durable and can't easily damage. Besides that, it can lower oxidation in the body. Other than that, it also can prevent the natural ripening process that always happens in food, especially for the fruits. It also can lower and avoid food waste. There are also disadvantages if we take preservative food too much, such as it can cause breathing problems that can lead to asthma. Other than that, it can weaken the heart tissue and finally can damage your heart. It also can cause cancer.